Netflix.
Netflix leads the pack.
Orange is the new black!
The evolution of Netflix. How Netflix dominated the streaming era. In just 2.5 decades, Netflix has gone from a startup in a California garage to a global entertainment empire worth billions of dollars. But have you ever wondered about the story behind Netflix's rise to prominence? In this video, I'm going to tell you about the key milestones, strategies, and factors that helped Netflix achieve over 200 million subscribers and a presence in more than 190 countries. First of all, let's discuss how it all started. Well, it was the late 1990s.
What's going on here?
We are the foreign film from Netflix. You return the action movie and my film was on your list, so they automatically sent us out.
Duh.
I love your movie.
The internet was still a new thing for people. Amazon had recently started selling books online. Blockbuster was like the king of the video rental space. And then there were two friends, Mark Randolph and Reed Hastings, who embarked on a journey that would change how the world watches movies. It all began when Hastings made a simple yet costly mistake. Well, he returned the movie late to Blockbuster. That tardy return slapped him with a $40 fine. Ouch, right? But this incident sparked an idea in Hastings' mind. He asked himself, isn't there a better way to do this whole movie rental thing? At the same time, he was inspired by the success of Amazon in the book-selling market. Eventually, Randolph and Hastings decided to take a leap of faith into the digital unknown. Their plan was to create a service where you could order movies online and have them delivered right to your doorstep. So, they solved one problem for people. Their customers did not have to make those agonizing trips to the video store and they did not have to deal with late fees. But there were problems too. No more agonizing trips to the video store, no more late fees. First of all, streaming was a distant dream. People were still clinging to their VHS tapes and DVDs like they were gold. And speaking of DVDs, the whole renting process wasn't exactly revolutionary. There were due dates, late fees, and intense competition from Blockbuster's sprawling network of brick and mortar stores. Plus, waiting for your movie to arrive in the mail was not such a great idea. Well, you could just swing by Blockbuster and grab a DVD in minutes. And let's not forget the economics of it all. It took a lot more time to recoup the cost of buying a movie to rent out, especially when you factored in the time it took for DVDs to make their round trip through the postal system. Despite these hurdles, Randolph and Hastings did not give up. Obviously their business model was not the best out there, but they had definitely taken a traditional concept and given it a digital twist. Now, their aim was to improve their business model. I would say that in a time before Netflix, the idea of renting DVDs from the comfort of your couch is nothing short of groundbreaking. So how did the rental space evolve? Well, we have already discussed how the standard rental setup was not enough for Netflix to become a profitable company. They needed something more. Something that would keep their DVDs spinning and their customers happy. But what? Then inspiration struck. Surrounded by shelves stacked high with DVDs, Randolph and Hastings had an epiphany. They thought why they were letting all these DVDs gather dust. Those DVDs could be out there being used by customers. So, the idea was to embrace a new concept, where customers could keep a DVD for as long as they want and return it whenever, while also being able to exchange it for a new DVD. To sweeten the deal, Randolph and Hastings started curating personalized movie lists, so when you were ready to exchange your DVD, you could have a fresh lineup waiting for you. And just like that, Netflix ditched the pay-per-view model and dove into the subscription game. Now, customers pay a flat monthly fee for unlimited access to their movie library, and obviously it worked like a charm. But again, there were more challenges. The biggest challenge was to keep up with the demand since their growth was off the charts. And they also had to adjust their calculations when it came to profitability. At the same time, it was extremely difficult to figure out how many DVDs to stock without breaking the bank. And let's not forget about customer acquisition costs. Offering a free trial month was a smart move, but it also meant shelling out cash upfront for every new signup. And speaking of signups, they were rolling in by the hundreds every week. Netflix was on fire, but their pockets weren't exactly overflowing with cash. So, they put up the company for sale. Randolph and Hastings pitched their idea to Blockbuster. They were hoping to find a partner who could handle the financial side of things while they focus on growth. But Blockbuster famously laughed in their faces, and the rest is history. But what about the rise of streaming? How did it happen? Well, we are still talking about the time when we were still in the era of physical DVDs. However, the winds of change were blowing strong. People were starting to explore the entire downloading and uploading movies thing. And yes, Netflix was paying attention. They knew they couldn't stick with DVDs forever. The market was changing and they needed to change with it. But again, streaming was like a science fiction thing back then. Most people did not have access to high-speed internet and Hollywood was freaking out on digital piracy. Randolph and Hastings knew they had to adapt or die. So, they started improving the customer experience. They improved algorithms to better understand what their customers wanted to watch. And this is a major factor that sets them apart from the pack. Fast forward to 2007, and boom, streaming is officially a thing. With streaming, Netflix unlocked a whole new level of scalability. No more dealing with the hassle of mailing out DVDs. It was all digital. Plus, they were bringing entertainment to people around the globe, which means a wider audience. By this time, Netflix was a global company that was shaping the future of entertainment. But they were just getting started, so let's talk about the era of original content.
There are two kinds of pain.
My name is Josh Leverett, professional canine trainer. I can put you on the transportation team. You can pick the families up.
At this point, Netflix burst onto the streaming scene. It is snagging licenses left and right from other producers. However, competitors started catching wind of Netflix's success and wanted in on the action. So, what happens next? Content producers start questioning their exclusive deals with Netflix. Producers wanted to share their content across several platforms, which meant Netflix was facing a new problem. At the same time, Netflix was no longer a clear-cut reason for people to subscribe exclusively to Netflix. Eventually, Netflix decided to take matters into its own hands. The company started creating its own content, which means they were no longer relying on other content producers. By owning their content, Netflix gained full control over distribution. They could tailor their offerings to different markets, ensuring they stay ahead of the curve. And just like that, Netflix transformed from a software company into a bona fide entertainment powerhouse. In 2013, Netflix took a bold move into original content with the debut of House of Cards. This movie marked the streaming giant's first major in-house production. Alongside this milestone, Netflix introduced user profiles for Apple TV users, which enhanced the viewing experience with personalized recommendations. By August of the same year, this feature became available to all Netflix subscribers. 2 years later, in 2015, Netflix expanded its creative horizons by releasing its first feature film, Beasts of No Nation. Then in 2016, Netflix made waves on a global scale by simultaneously launching its service into 130 countries. This monumental move transformed Netflix from a primarily American company to a formidable global media organization, attracting over 7 million new subscribers in the fourth quarter of 2016 alone. The following year in 2017, Netflix achieved a significant milestone as its subscribers count in the United States surpassed that of cable TV subscribers. Anticipating continued growth, Netflix announced plans to increase its content spending to $8 billion in 2018 and a $2 billion uptick from the previous year. Well, Netflix experienced unprecedented growth in 2017, adding 8.3 million new subscribers in the fourth quarter alone. This surge was fueled by the return of the beloved show like Stranger Things, Black Mirror, and The Crown. To further expand its reach, Netflix struck strategic deals with cellular and cable operators in overseas markets, instantly gaining millions of new subscribers without the need for extensive advertising campaigns. With each new subscriber, Netflix's revenue grows, enabling the company to invest more in original content and fueling its cycle of constant growth and innovation. So what do you think about the company's success? What are the factors behind its success? Let me know in the comments below and I will see you in the next video. Take care and stay tuned.